Snails, welcome to today's United Kingdom Talk.
From the Mirrorball Studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
All right, how are you today? We're back in the studio today because, well, it's sun and showers today. I didn't really want to risk getting my equipment wet. Beg your pardon? Sorry, getting my equipment, I mean my camera. Stop it. Don't start this early on in the show. I meant my microphone and my sound equipment. That's what I meant. What are you thinking, dears, today? God almighty. Don't start this early on. The email address of the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I've just thought, actually, now I'm sitting here, did I have this grey top on last time? Have I become a little bit too casual again? I mean, I've washed my hair, washed my face, although I haven't had a shave. I've got the rough look today. Yep, the rough. What do you mean you always look rough? How rude you are sometimes. You really are, dears. It's a liberty. I've got a feeling, though, I had this grey top on in the last show, did I? Oh, never mind. I mean, it's still clean. It is. I could lie to you and say that it's been washed in between. I should have checked, really, before I come up the stairs, really. Anyway, those of you watching on the YouTube videos, I hope you enjoyed part one of the visit to my sister's video we showed you last week, right at the end of the main part of the programme. Part two will once again be at the end of this show, OK? So when I say goodbye, don't go if you're watching on the YouTube videos or the current TV videos. If you're watching via that, do not go when I say goodbye at the end, because there's another 10 minutes, an extra bit. It's like the extra track that you used to get on a CD. Do you remember that? How many people don't buy CDs anymore? But it's you. Some of the prizes on my Bingay, remember I do host Bingay twice a week now, on Mondays at the Golden Lion and Tuesdays at West 5 in Ealing. Two little venues. I shall tell you the addresses in a future show, OK? So you can come down. But we've only just started the West 5 one, or rather, we're just about to start the West 5 one. Haven't actually done one yet. But one of the prizes we give away is CD, or we try and give away, is CDs. And do you know what? No one ever wants them. No one now wants to take a CD as a prize. How things change, don't you think? That used to be one of the big prizes, didn't it, CD? People, the chocolates go, because we have tins and boxes of chocolates and things like that. The CDs never go. It's all down to... How many people actually go now to a record shop and look through CDs or records, I wonder? Do you? That used to be one of the highlights of my week about 20 years ago. Once a week, I would go down to this little record shop. I don't know what it was called. It was two record shops, actually. There was like a dance record shop, kind of just over a place where I lived, Putney, in Putney Bridge. It was on the other side of the bridge in Fulham, those of you that know the area. There was a little record shop kind of down... It was like on a main road, but it wasn't a big road. It was like a busier road, a busy road. And also I used to go to HMV in Fulham. And I was so excited once a week going to this record shops. Now, as a DJ, because that's one of the many jobs I do. Oh, you've got to have your finger in lots of pies, dear. Now, when I want new music, it either comes in a post. I think I've got a couple here, actually, in the form of CD singles, right? What have I got this week? I've got the new one. Now, these come to me direct from the record companies. OK, I'm very, very lucky and privileged to be on a record promotion list, or a few record promotion lists. And 2, 3, 4 times a week, I get a lot of CDs in the post. Well, I say they're for nothing. I pay about £250 a year, that's $500 a year, for the privilege of getting music before it comes out to the general public. And this week they've sent me a Mariah Carey one. She's got a new track on there called I'll Be Loving You Long Time, which is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful track. It's like, this is an album sampler. So when they're about to release a new album, sometimes they send you out an album sampler which has got a few tracks from the album that's going to come out. And my favourite one on here is I'll Be Loving You Long Time, Mariah Carey. We've got one from Darusso, Closest Thing to Heaven, not keen on that. Eyewitness featuring Charlene Oliver, I've Never Been to Me. Now, do you know that one? Oh, I've been to London and California. Da, 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 da. I mean, it might be the wrong words. I'm not very good at words. I'm good at tunes, but not words. I've been... Oh, excuse me. It started again. Now, notice now I'm back in the studio. The phlegm started coming up again, isn't it? I've been to paradise, but I've never been to me. Ah, ah. Do you want me to sing that one? We haven't sung for a few... Oh, please yourselves then. Shan't bother. There's a new one from Nelly, Party People. And Shine on Me by, blimey, Ticaro, J. Louis and Ferrari. These all came yesterday. So what I do then is I listen to them and I choose the ones that I want to use, and I then put them onto my main computer and then transfer them to the laptop, and then I go and play them wherever I'm DJing that night. But I do miss going to record shops, I think. Used to spend at least an hour in there a week, hour and a half a week, in a record shop, listening to all these new tracks and just buying the ones I want. Now, it's either CDs in a post or downloads. Downloads are... It's very convenient, but I would say boring. Now, I belong to Napster, which costs me £9.95 a month, or £9.99 a month, and for that, I can download as much or as little as I want, which is a pretty good deal, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's a really good deal. There are, of course, all sorts of file sharing things, bits and pieces, that naughty people do use to download. I can't afford to do that. As a DJ, if it could be that the people who do licenses and all this sort of thing, they could walk into a club, come up to me and say, hello, we'd like to have a look at your music, please. Okay, how did you get this music? And you would have to prove, well, easy enough, because I suppose most of the music I play is the promotional stuff, okay? I tend to play a little bit newer on certain nights and older on other nights. Most of the music I play is from the promotional CD singles. So I could then say to them, yes, they're all promotional CD singles that have been sent to me by the record companies. Contact the record companies and they'll tell you. And then I would say, well, what about all these ones? And then I would say, well, they're all off CDs, old CDs that are still in the loft. And quite honestly, I wish I should just chuck them out because they're in the way. But I do believe you're supposed to keep hold of them in case this sort of check would arrive. Just a minute. In case someone would come and check up, you see. And then they would say, well, what about these ones? And then I would say, well, I download those from Napster, from which I am a member, £9.95 a month. There's the credit card bill, £9.95 a month, £9.95 a month, and so on. And then I would say, thank you very much, Mr. Reardon, and off they would go. See, so as a DJ who's playing out in various places, I cannot afford to go and start downloading stuff illegally. So that's why. And for God's sake, I mean, £9.95 a month is hardly going to break the bank, is it? So that's how that all works. So I thought I'd let you into a little secret there of how I collect all my music and bits and pieces, all right? Now, as I say, I was going to go in the garden again today, but unfortunately it's sunshine and showers, so none of that. However, I did manage to have a cup of tea and a slice of toast before I came up to have a chat to you today, which was very nice. I was drinking away at the tea, and the cat jumped on my lap. So she stayed there for a little while. The young one, Katie, the brown and white one, she jumped on my lap and had a bit of a stroke. And I was just drinking my tea, and something made me look over inside the teacup, and there it was, boys and girls. A 3/4 drunk cup of tea, complete with fly in the bottom. How vile is that? Oh my God! What if the fly did a wee or something in my tea? Oh my! I've drunk it. Maybe I will become the fly man. Oh, I never thought of that. Well, thank God I didn't swallow the fly. I know an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. Do you remember that? I don't know how much of that I can remember, actually. I know an old lady who swallowed a spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. And it goes on, you see. I know an old lady who swallowed a cat. She swallowed a cat to catch the spider. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. And I think it goes on with I swallowed a dog to catch the cat. I swallowed a cat to catch the spider. I swallowed a spider to catch the fly. I don't know why. And I think the last one is, I'm not sure. I know an old lady who swallowed a horse. She's dead. Does anyone know that song? That's years old, that is. Who sung that and who's it by? Let me know. Email address to the show is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Have I positioned that light properly in front of me there? Am I getting a shadow on this side? I'm not sure. See, next to me, there is no monitor with my face on it, because what tends to happen, if you do that, you keep looking across at yourself, like that, wondering. I've actually got a monitor here, but it's off. Hang on, let me just turn it on. Am I getting a shadow on where my nose is today? I think I might be, actually. Do I need to reposition the camera direct? Let's just have a move around here. Sorry about this. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment, because we don't like shadows. That might be a little bit better for you like that. And then I can put my feet up as well. The only thing now is, of course, the revolving mirror ball has disappeared from sight, hasn't it? I like my mirror ball revolving in the background. It makes it look more interesting, I think. Although how anyone can be interesting, I don't know. There we are. Just a minute. That's it. Right. Onward we go. Onward. So I just narrowly missed drinking the fly and the tea, I'm glad to say. Also, talking of garden type things, summer. Summer, I do believe, has arrived here in the UK. Boys and girls, we've had some lovely warm weather. Yeah, it's been a bit showery today, but it's warm. It's warm, warm, warm. Thank God for that. And unfortunately, the slugs are back. Yes, horrible, slimy, shiny things. The slugs and the snails are back in the gardens of the Mirrorball Studios. Now, I don't know if anyone in the UK noticed last year, it was a bumper year for slugs, and they're horrible things. I mean, I don't suppose they do any... Well, they do damage, don't they? They eat all your homemade lettuces. We cannot have our lettuces, boys and girls, because the snails are eating them all. It's a liberty, that's what it is. So I've had to put down, I'm not keen on doing this, but I've had to put down some of those blue pellet things. It does worry me that one of the cats might eat one of them one day. But I gather, just by eating a little bit, it won't really harm the cats. It's when they have a whole mouthful of the blooming stuff. Oof. But they are everywhere. Has anyone noticed the slugs yet here in the UK? Are they there? Maybe you can have a meal out of them. Can you chop them up and throw... Is it like, because the French like snails and things like that. Oof, things like that. And oyster. Is it similar? Must be a similar thing to oysters. Do oysters actually... I won't even try. It's no use saying you've got to try one, because I won't. God almighty. It took me 43 years to try a curry. 43 or 44 years to try a curry. It was only last year... Around this time, I had my first ever curry. I won't touch it. I'm not very excitable. I'm not very experimental, really, am I, with the food? Now, I only had... Suko is very disappointed to hear. I only ever had a Chinese meal once. That was when I was 16 years old, and I was terribly ill after that. It just did not... I mean, I've got a feeling, if you really don't want to try something, and you do try it, then already in your head, you've decided you don't want it. So you eat it and your body rejects it anyway. Would that be about true, do you think? Yeah, it's like kissing someone you don't really want to kiss, isn't it? Oh. And they do that. Sometimes people come up to me in the DJ box. Hello, Chris, how are you? And they try and kiss you. And I don't want it. Go away, dear. I've got 2 cats to kiss downstairs if I want a little bit of a little cuddle, haven't I? Yes. So there we are, the slugs are back. Not only are the slugs back, but so are the magpies. Now, we have an awful lot of magpies flying around here. And they do not make a lot of noise sometimes. A bit quiet today. They make especially a lot of noise when the cats are in the garden. Oh, can you hear one now? And just about hear one there. I don't. It's probably a little bit too quiet for you to hear. But the magpies downstairs are flying around all the time. And can you believe they steal the cat's food? Yes. Whoever would have thought? I didn't think magpies were meat eaters. Well, I suppose worms are meat, aren't they? But they steal the cat's food. And I see them. First of all, the cat comes up and has a little bit of a nosh from her cat bowl, because I have a little area outside the kitchen door in the garden where I usually put the cat food. And I put it under there, and the cats have something to eat, and then they go away, and then I watch. And these magpies fly down onto the fence and wait to see that no one's watching or out there, or the cats are around, and then they swoop down, and I have seen the magpies eating out of the cat food, eating the cat food out of the cat bowl. It's a liberty, that's what it is, dear. I mean, I'm practically feeling the whole of the UK's pigeon bird life here. I should get some sort of award from the RSPCB, shouldn't I? Royal Society for the Protection of Cruelty to Birds, or whatever it's called. Maybe we can have a little badge. Magpie feeder. We don't mind feeding the birds, though, do we? Eh? Do you like magpies? They steal things from people's houses, don't they, to make nests? Oh, yes, dear. I'm sure there was one looking at me. It could happen to me, couldn't it? I could be doing one of my now famous shows in the garden, only to be stolen by a group of magpies halfway through, because I could be quite honest with you, I don't think one of them will be able to lift me. Not with my gained weight. I haven't weighed myself for a while, have I? Do you think I should? I think I should. I told you, because I've told you we're not doing the jogging anymore. We've done enough of that now. Thank you very much. It's a time thing, you see. All these things take time. And I've got a lot more time. Well, 1 minute. I've got a bit more time to myself to do other things now I've stopped the jogging. So I'm just going to weigh myself. We're going to weigh ourselves on the mechanical scales, because they're the ones that always are in my favour. 11 stone 13 was the last time I weighed myself. Now remember, I've stopped the jogging. People keep buying me chocolate and crisps, but I keep up with the swimming and the cycling. So let's have a look. I think I'm going to be disappointed. Okay, that's not too bad. Right, 12 stone. Let me see what that is on there. 1 second, let me do that again. Don't want to lie to you. There we are. 12 stone 4. So it's another £5 up. That's not too bad, is it? Eh? I'm sure it's not too bad. Joy would say to me, because we love Joy. She would say to me, that's a nice weight to be, Chris. Wouldn't she? Huh? No, that's not too bad. 12 stone 4. So there we are. There's our weight for the day. Couple of emails. First of all, from our friend Audio Freak. Good afternoon, sir. He's talking about one of the shows last week we were doing in the garden. And we were talking about I can't remember what we were talking about, cats and dead cats. And he says, Chris, you need a dead cat. What is a dead cat? He said, wait for your microphone. Now, how is a dead cat going to help me with my microphone? He goes on to say, the wind is not that bad. I don't remember passing wind while I've been doing a show. Oh, I see what you mean. You mean last Tuesday's show when I said to you it was getting a little bit windy, or was it Thursdays? It was either Tuesdays or Thursdays last week. I said it was getting a bit windy, and would it upset the microphone? He says, the wind is not that bad, but can be heard, although when it lifts, does cause audio problems. Oh, I see what you mean. A dead cat. Well, how will a dead cat help my microphone? I can't possibly have one of my cats exterminated just so that you can hear me better. I'd rather have the wind, thank you very much, my poor babies. Mind you, I suppose I could wait for one of them to pass over to the other side, couldn't I? Now, the thing is, how would one attach a cat to the microphone? Would you like put a... No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there. Thank you very much, sir. We'll do some more emails in a second. Meanwhile, back to... I got my papers in order here. Oh, I've had a dream. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about my recent trip to my sister's. First of all, just going back to Joy. Joy rung me up the other day and she said she enjoyed the description of my garden. She said you didn't need to watch it. You could just close your eyes and imagine the description of my garden. Which I'm going to ask you to now, you know, if you want to close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes and imagine me as a very good-looking, youthful type person. Is that better now? See, it makes you want to listen longer, doesn't it? Eh? Before you thought, oh, is it imminent? Now close your eyes and imagine some Adonis with bulging biceps talking to you 3 times a week. That's a bit better, isn't it? Don't forget, you can always get the podcast or watch the video to the show at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So Joy did enjoy the description of the garden. But I have now sent her some DVDs which arrived in her letterbox a couple of days ago, and she left a little message on my answer phone, didn't you, Joy? At about 5 to 8 in the morning. Oh, Joy, you ring any time you want to, lovey. It's nice to hear from you, darling. She left a message on the answer phone saying that she was very excited and was now going to not only be able to hear about the garden, but watch it as well. All right, there you go, Joy. Especially for you, my darling. Now, I've had a dream. See if you can work out this. I don't know, does anyone do dreams? I think we've done them a couple of times on the show, haven't we? Where I've had a particularly, shall we say, vibrant dream. And the dream was, are you ready? I'm in a shopping centre during the daytime, and it was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? Doing my shopping. I've come out of the shopping centre and it is pitch black. Now, it's not night time now, it's still round about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, oh my word, you know, there must be a bad storm coming for it to be this dark. And it was black. It was like night time. So I'm looking, there's like an overhang to the shopping centre above me, you know, like a roof sort of thing. And that's what we're standing under at the moment to protect ourselves from the lightning, because I can see underneath there is lightning and thunder. You can hear that as well. Do we need some sound effects? Just a minute. Let me see if I can find some sound effects. Yes, we must have some sound effects for this. Where are we? Effects. Just a minute now. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I've turned my thing. There must be... Oh, yes, so we got some here. Let's do it properly, eh? Do it properly, love. We got thunder there. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So while we'll do that bit again, okay? While we are standing underneath the shopping centre, we can hear thunder and lightning are happening. Yes, and all around there is thunder and lightning. Oh, I've got some more effects here. Just a minute. Just a minute. Where's my thunder and lightning gone again? We'll have a couple of those. Shall we have a couple of those thunder and lightnings? Here we are. Thunder and lightning. And I got my bike and I thought, I've still got to go home. So, I put on my yellow rain outfit and I jumped on my bike and I left. Out into the rain and the thunder and the lightning, I continued. Brave little Chris that I am, Mummy's brave little soldier, was on his way home. Anyway, that's enough of that blooming noise. Just a minute. Let's have another thunderclap. Yes, we like it. We like it. So, got on my bike, cycled away from the shopping centre and over a bridge. Underneath the bridge was the River Thames, flowing very quickly. You know, no chance of surviving if you're felling that deer. And the bridge is quite high up, I suppose. Actually, there's a bit more coming back to me now. No, I think there are parts of the bridge where it was quite low and almost touching the water flowing beneath it. Right? I'm on the bridge, cycling, wondering if any of this lightning's going to hit me, because it's all around me. The lightning is all around me, flashing and thunder. Now I am, head down, cycling over this I think it was quite a narrow bridge. If I remember rightly, it was quite a narrow bridge in this film. So I cycled on there for a bit. The lightning didn't strike me. And then I woke up. Any ideas what that could mean? Does anyone sort of look into their dreams like that? Looking for a reason for them? If so, let me know your thoughts on that. Be interested to hear it. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is the email address. Does anyone any ideas for that? To me, it sounds like around me there are troubled times. The lightning, the water flowing quickly. Isn't water flowing quickly? I think that indicates a lot of change happening. The lightning and the storm all around is indeed problems all around me, but me on the bike, on the bridge, continuing to go along. I wonder, does that mean I'll be, whatever's going on around me, I have a feeling I'll be okay? What do you think? Maybe you think completely different to that. Do you? If so, I'd be interested in... I would be very interested in knowing what you think of that one. Anyone who does dreams at all, anyone perhaps looks into their dreams a little bit more than rather accepting them as just a story that your mind makes up whenever you go to sleep. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is the email address. Okay, how are we doing for time? Oh, we've got loads of time today. Oh, is the phone going to ring? I've got a little light here that flashes when the phone's ringing, and for some reason it started flashing intermittently all on its own. I'm not quite sure why it keeps doing that. Let me just have a quick look at it. I've got a battery in it. I don't know why it's doing that. Never mind, I'm sure it'll be all right. Okay, back to my sister's visit. How many weeks ago was this now? And we're still getting a story out of it, aren't we, eh? Now, don't forget, those of you watching the show, at the end of the show will be part 2 of our little mini series of films called Visit to My Sister's, okay? And I think on today's show you'll be able to see I'm sure my little nephew's on there again. I can't even remember it. So I've already prepared it. All I've got to do is tag it onto the end of this. So you will see that at the end, okay? So continuing the Visit to My Sister's. Now you remember, if you remember, on the last show, I had taken my lovely niece for her 21st birthday to a series of shops to buy her a dishwasher because her poor little hands were getting all rough. Oh, you should have heard my sister. Tracy needs a dishwasher because her hands are getting rough. Oh, for God's sake. Look, my hands are nice and soft. I won't do the Fairy Liquid advert again because we did that last time. We will get into trouble if we keep doing adverts. Oh, adverts for the same brands. All the others get ever so upset, they do. Oh, you're showing favouritism to them. You're showing... Oh, please, do me a favour. Do me a favour. Honestly, some people are so worried about losing a sale or two. They're desperate to get the money. Desperate to get the money. Chill out, big boys. Chill out. Get a sense of humour. Now, did you... Oh, you didn't hear me sniff then, did you? I'm going to have a big sniff. Just a minute. Let me throw I'm going to throw my non-sniffing button so that you don't hear me while I have a sniff. You may be able to see me having a sniff, but you won't hear me. You ready? I have a feeling I didn't throw the switch quick enough then. Or maybe I did it on purpose. So anyway, so Tracy, we'd already been into one shop and we could not find what we wanted in there, rather disappointingly. Now that first shop, I think it was the Co-op in Lincoln. I've got a department store there, which is actually, there's an awful lot of things in there. They had loads and loads of white dishwashers, but my niece being my niece, she has to have a silver one. I tell you what, Tracy, you want to come and see my kitchen, my love? Nothing matches. Everything is functional. It all does something. We don't worry about colours, dear, or whether it's got, you know, this or that on it, or little motifs on the side, or whatever. We don't worry about colours. A dishwasher washes dishes. I have a white dishwasher downstairs, which never gets used anymore. Shouldn't have bothered replacing the old one when it went. I've got a white dishwasher downstairs. I think my kettle is white as well. The toaster is a cream colour. The pots and pans are silver. Yeah, multicolours downstairs, dear. Nothing matches. Nothing matches in this room, dear. Nothing matches in this house. I'm really not... You know, they say that you should be able to match your clothes, but even my clothes don't match. What have I got on today? Grey and blue. Sometimes I wear two types of blue. And I don't know if you was with us about a year ago, I think it was about a year ago, when I was wearing a checked shirt and a different checked pair of shorts. Well, I mean, I didn't even notice. It was the girls in the steam coach where I DJ and do the karaoke on a Friday night that pointed it out. Chris, you've got two types of check on. And I'm like, yeah? Well, it doesn't look right. And I'm like, well, what looks wrong about this? I can't tell. I am as blind as a bat when it comes to matching things up. That's perhaps, I mean, I don't know. What about the studio around me? Does anything match? It's got pictures on the wall and the walls are nice colour and what have you. It's just one of those, I mean, it's one of those things you can do or can't, isn't it? So we went into shop number 2, which I think, yeah, it was Curry's, actually. It was Curry's, which is, again, in Lincoln, and which had, I have to say, even less selection. I think they only had 2 silver dishwashers, which my niece didn't like. And she doesn't just buy the first one, you know, dear. Oh, no. She goes through the lot. She opens the door. She has a look inside. No, I don't really like that one, Chris. And then she pointed one out. Oh, that one's not too bad. And we called the shop assistant over. And she said, have you got any others like this one? And she said, no. She said, well, what's this one like? And the shop assistant... Now, I've got to give her a due. The shop assistant said that one's not a very good brand. So I'm quite impressed by that. Very impressed by that. We like a bit of honesty. Because you don't expect that often from a shop assistant, do you? They're not always honest. What do you think of this? Oh, yes, it looks lovely on you, sir, and all this sort of rubbish, telling you what you want to hear. I've got to be honest, I'm a little bit... I'm a little bit off sometimes with shop assistants when they won't leave you alone. Can I help you? No, I'm just looking. Well, what do you want? Oh, just go away, dear. I know Carl in Yorkshire gets a bit upset with me, saying, oh, they're only trying to do their job. Well, fine, do your job, but leave me alone. Thank you. I will choose. And when you do want to know something, most of the time they haven't got an answer, have they? Isn't that what they're talking about? You can't win, dear. You can't win. Anyway, so nice to have an honest shop assistant who told us the one that we were looking at wasn't very good. So then we went to shop number 3, which I'm glad to say was much better. Now, what shop was this? I think it was Comet. I'm pretty sure it was Comet. Or it might be the other way round. Curry's or Comet. Curry's or... I think it might have been Comet, the last one. And we went in there and there was a few more silver washing machines. And thank God she found one, dear. But while she was looking at those, we decided, Jimmy and I, my young nephew, decided that this shop was much better. Do you know why? Because it had more gadgets for us to play with while she was looking at her boring old dishwashers. So Jimmy and I went straight over to the gadgets and look once again at the nice large television sets. So I've got bits and pieces written down here. That's why I keep looking down. we went to have a little play with the large television sets, and Jimmy does like to push all the buttons while they're there. And the shop assistants always try and come over and catch us doing things to the tellies, but we always walk off quickly. And then the shop assistant starts putting all the settings back to what they were. We are naughty. Anyway, while Tracy was looking at those dishwashers, we mucked about. And a very young, scruffy shop assistant took care of my niece. Now, she come to me and she says, I don't like him. She said, why? He's rude. So I'm not quite sure why he was being rude. I wonder if she's at... Oh, no, I don't think she'll be at home now. She'll probably be at work. Because she works in a pub, my niece. So she didn't like the shop assistant. But eventually, she found one. She said to me, she selected a dishwasher. And, of course, I paid. Uncle Chris paid. And then, of course, they tried to sell me the obligatory extended warranty. No, thank you. Oh, are you sure, sir? Only this will... No, thank you. Oh, well, we might be able to do it half price. No, thank you. So you don't want one? No, thank you. OK, sir. They must hate me. I never ever... When I go and buy something, I do not buy the extended warranty, ever. They make a third... I heard that they make a third of their profits from extended warranties. Next thing he came out with, do you want it delivered? And I thought, what a stupid question. Of course we want it delivered. I thought to myself, but I didn't say anything. Straight away, my niece says, is that free? No, it's £19. And my niece straight away said, no, thank you, we'll collect it. And, oh, well, when do you want to collect it? I said, well, can we come tomorrow? Oh, 1 minute, and he starts and tapping away on this computer. No, they start, and they tapping away on the computer, pretending to... I'm sure they're not doing anything really. Although the van's full tomorrow. We can do it Friday. So my niece then, she let out of it. Because she's 21. My niece is known in some circles as super bitch. She is. She has had some people reduced to tears. Oh, she's terrible. She's terrible. Usually other boys. She reduces them to tears. I don't know how she does it. She reminds me a little bit like Alexis Colby on the Carringtons in Dynasty. And, of course, the Colbys. You remember that one? She's very, very sharp. Anyway, so she refused, and then she had to go. What do you mean it's not free? She had to go at him. She had to go at this shop assistant. I think he was probably about 19 or 20. He was only young. And my niece is 21, so I suppose she thought she had the upper hand. So she says, no, we'll collect it on Friday then. So that was that. I paid the money, and it didn't come to... The amount that it came to wasn't the same as the amount I'd given my other nephew, Gary, 21 a couple of years ago. You see, I gave him a certain amount, and I was determined that she would have the same as well. So I topped up. I gave her the rest of the cash. I said, well, there's the other, and I think it was about £50 more. I said, there's the other £50 which you can go and spend on something else. Oh, thanks, unks. So she was very pleased with that. And then we left the shop, which was rather nice to get out of that shop, I mean. Let me see. What have I got here to tell you here? So then, Gary, by the way, he's working full-time now. I don't know if I mentioned that at last. He's working in a butcher's, and he also does deliveries as well, all to do with the butcher's. Now, you remember, if you've been watching or listening to the show for a long time, you'll know Gary did try and start his own business repairing car dents. Now, in all honesty, this really didn't take off the ground, and he found he couldn't get the work in. So he was offered a job in a butcher's. Now, I gather Gary's he's got a girlfriend as well, and I think, I have a feeling that helped him get the job. The fact that he's got the girlfriend now, because he knows he's got to work. So he is now in full-time employment and working at a butcher's in... Oh, where is it now? Coningsby, I think it is, in Lincolnshire. And that's where he works. He seems to be fairly happy at that work. takes home a reasonable wage, but the hours are quite long. He leaves the house about 7:30 at night, and I think he gets back at about... No, sorry, he leaves the house at about 7:30 in the morning, and he usually gets home around about 6 o'clock. So quite a long day. Quite a long day, but he's got a job now. He's also managing... He also says to me he's started to save money now, because I think him and his girlfriend are saving up to try and buy a house. But they're ever so quiet. They don't talk a lot to my sister. Not like my niece. Is that like a niece, a mother-daughter thing, do you think? Because my sister does get a little bit upset that perhaps sometimes Gary doesn't talk to her much. For no reason, not in a nasty way, just doesn't kind of open up. Anyone else got experience of that? Is it like a son-mum? Because I used to talk a lot to my mum all the time. I'd be on the phone to her twice a day. So I don't quite know why he doesn't talk to her that much. But my sister, she wishes he did. She said, "Oh, he don't talk to me, Chris." I said, "It doesn't mean he doesn't love you. Of course he loves you. Just wants to talk a little bit." Well, she wants a little bit of talk all the time. Although I don't understand what she means by that, because when I'm talking to her, she kind of she drifts off on another planet, you know. Or I might be on the phone to her, and I'll be rabbiting away, as sometimes I do. I'll be rabbiting away to her on the phone, and then I'll hear her shouting something else, and I think to myself, is she actually listening to me or not? How rude is that? But, eh? So that's that. We then drove back to my sister's house. Now, on those little roads, I mean, it's dreadful, on those little narrow roads in Lincolnshire, the thing is, you've got enormous articulated lorries coming towards you on the other side of the road. These are only like one lane each. They're not dual carriageways, you know, two lanes either side with a bit in the middle. These are narrow roads with a bit down the middle. You're going one way, and these enormous vans and lorries are coming the other. And the cars, they drive so fast there along these little lanes. Now, my sister says it's because I'm not used to it. I don't agree to that at all. I think they just drive too fast. And you know how it is. You've only got to have a burst tyre. Not necessarily you, but the other side, perhaps. Someone bursts a tyre, and you've had it, haven't you? That lorry will come straight towards you. And I do find the little roads very, very scary there. You see, I drive an awful lot in London. And you don't really speed in London. Even, I mean, you certainly don't speed now with all these blooming cameras everywhere. You don't dare. You do get used to where the cameras are. But even then, you don't go at the speeds that they go to on these little country roads. I find it very scary. Anyway, I usually drive home at a reasonable speed, maybe no more than 45, 50 mile an hour. And I'm sure a lot of these cars are doing 60 or 70 mile an hour on these little roads. It's scary. And of course, if they're beyond there, right up behind you, I don't go any faster. Do you know what I do when people do that? I get fed up with that. People driving right up close to your bumper behind you because they don't think you're going fast enough. Do you know what I now do? Because it's hard to ignore them. I flick my mirror on the you know, you can flick your mirror at the bottom so that if people's headlights are in your mirrors, and it goes. Well, if you do it when during the daytime, then the cars behind you can still see them, but not right up to you, so to speak. So I just ignore them. I completely ignore them. You flash as much time as you like. I am not going to go any faster. Go past if you want to. Take your life in your hands when you're going past you, but I'm not going any faster. So drove back home, and then we had... what did we have then? Oh, I can't read my own writing there. Oh, that's right. I had another sausage roll, another one of my favourite sausage rolls. I eat an awful lot of sausage rolls at my sister's. And then I went for my usual afternoon nap, which was quite late. It was about 5:30. I always have a little nap in the afternoon, you know that. So I had a little nap in the afternoon. I then got up, and it was dinner time. It was around about, I think it was about 7 o'clock at night we had dinner, which was a lasagna. Now, I mean, I'm not one to complain, dears. My sister does some lovely cooking, and so does my niece. I love the cooking. But the lasagna, shock horror, was out of a packet. What's going on there? I don't drive 250 miles up the motorway to go and have pre-packaged food, Sharon. It's a liberty, that's what it is. Chris needs a proper meal. A proper meal cooked from scratch. I know there's one or two people watching and listening at the moment who would gladly cook me a proper meal, wouldn't you? Huh? It was a pre-packaged lasagna. Now, I can't complain. There's plenty of people who wouldn't have had a lasagna. I can't complain. But nevertheless, I mean, please, can we have the home-cooked food back? Huh? So I had the lasagna. Oh, you know where I work in the Golden Lion? They give me a dinner every Monday while I'm just before the job. Because what happens on Monday, I go there early in the afternoon to set up for the bingo night. It's the Golden Lion, Britannia Street, King's Cross, every Monday, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight, bingo, okay? And they always give me dinner. And he does the vegetable. I don't know what he does to the vegetables. I think he must put a lot of pepper in there as well, because he does cabbage, carrots and peas, and they've got this like peppery flavour to them. Lovely. I've got to say, when I do cooking, it tends to be fairly plain. I don't put much in it, but I do quite like pepper now. For some reason, I've taken to pepper. Not salt. Salt is very bad. You really shouldn't be adding salt to anything. I certainly don't. Don't add salt to anything except when I'm making bread. Which reminds me, actually, I was going to tell you, the last bread I did, unfortunately, I didn't take it out of the tin quickly enough. Now, when you're making bread in one of those bread machines, I've mentioned before, you must, as soon as the bread has finished being made, you must remove it from the tin. Otherwise, it gets a bit dense, which, I mean, it isn't unlike me to me. I'm pretty dense myself. But you must remove it from the tin quickly. Joy is nodding her head now in agreement, aren't you, Joy? Yes, nod those heads. Anyway, the last loaf, I think the machine must have finished about half an hour, and I went into the kitchen. Oh, the machine's finished, so I took it out quickly. But it's ended up as a bit dense. It like needs to rise, and the air bubbles come through, and the water evaporates. Well, if you don't take it out of the tin, the water doesn't evaporate properly, so it's a bit dense, but still nice for toast. Still nice for toast. So I had my pre-packaged lasagna, and then we walked to my niece's house, Tracy's, to her new house, and I thought, let's see what sort. Let's surprise her. Well, we didn't surprise her. She knew we were on our way, so we walked to Tracy's house. Now, her boyfriend Ben was at work. He works on planes and things like that, fixes planes. And as we got there, and you will actually see this on those of you watching, okay, don't forget, watch the little video at the end. I've remembered now, I'm pretty sure the video at the end of this contains the trip to my niece's house, I think. Okay, so you will see that. Now, as we got there, I said to my, I think that's right anyway. Well, I can't remember what the video's. Oh, just watch it at the end anyway. As we got there, we thought we would surprise my niece. So we got to the window, the front window of our house, and then we put our little eyes up, and there she was. She was ironing at the window in a skimpy top. I thought, oh my word, do you know your uncle's coming round? Put something on, dear. I remember when she was about 15, and once she had this tight top on as well then. And I said to her, Tracy, will you put a jumper on immediately? And she called me old-fashioned. What a cheek, old-fashioned, me, Uncle Chris. Me who only thinks good of people. I only think good of people. So please, cover yourself. Fancy ironing at the window in a skimpy top. Well, I thought it was skimpy anyway. Dear me. Asking for trouble. All the boys will be round there trying to chat her up. It's a liberty, that's what it is. So please, Tracy, will you please dress properly when ironing at the window? So we went into her house and we watched a little bit of television. And then, I'm pleased to say, we had, me and Jimmy and I, we had ice cream and biscuits at my niece's house. You see, it was all laid on. Ice cream, I had a choc ice and a load of lovely chocolate biscuits. Thank you very much. And Jimmy had some as well. And then we played with Monty, her new chocolate Labrador. He's got strange eyes, Monty. They're like possessed. Mind you, some people have said that about my eyes before. They reckon I've got possessed. I look like there's some schizophrenia going on behind my eyes. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I'm a bit mad? Possibly. Maybe, maybe not. But what if the entire world was sensible? How boring would that be? Exactly. And there, I shall leave you for the moment. We're going to leave it at Monty the dog. Let me just mark off where I've told you about so far. Monty the dog, the chocolate Labrador, is where I shall leave that part of my recent visit to my sister's house. Don't worry, there's more to come. There's more to come. Probably. Let me have a look. How much more I've got to tell you? Yeah. Oh, I think I'm pretty sure we'll finish that off on the next show. Okay. So then that'll be it. Has it gone on a bit? What do you mean it's gone on a bit? What a cheek you have. Okay, on to some emails. Now, the email address to the show, as always, it's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Hello to Susan. You remember Susan? She's got the cats, eh? And I was saying to Susan, I wrote back to an email. How are we doing for time? That's it. I wrote back in an email to Susan how, is there room for you and your bobcat on the bed? Because this cat's massive. She's got massive bobcat. She's in Texas, where everything is 10 times the size as it is here in the UK. Everything. And Susan writes, "Hi, Chris. I stay very busy most of the time because I say to you, because I said to her, do you keep busy? She said yes. To answer your question, I have a double bed and I really need every inch of it. My kitty likes to stretch out." Kitty! She calls it a kitty. This thing is massive. This cat is massive. Also, she says, "I have been wondering if you have ever checked into taking the desensitization allergy injections." Now, you remember I've got a bit of a problem with asthma and animal fur. Not just asthma and animal fur, even touching. If I stroke my cats, if I was to rub my eye, within a minute I would be in trouble with the eye all sore and streaming. It's quite bad. No, I've never really heard of allergy injections. I'm one of those people, Susan. I don't really like to take pills or injections or antibiotics or anything like that unless I absolutely have to. You see a lot of people, they get a headache, straight away they reach for the pill bottle. I wouldn't do that. Now, I'm perhaps one of these lucky people. I rarely suffer from headaches. Now, my dad, on the other hand, he used to have headaches all the time, and he would take codeine. He would take codeine tablets for his head. But Dad had a lot of headaches. And I wonder what causes that. Why do some people have lots of headaches and other people don't? And he would always take a couple of pills. I know a load of people that take pills for headaches. And I honestly don't think that's the answer. I think you should just leave it, if at all possible. Of course, there's some people with migraines as well. That must be awful. These flashing lights and everything in their head. Do they take pills for those as well, I suppose? I don't know. But no, I'm not one to take. So it is a bit of a pain, Susan, sneezing and having to wash your hands after pets. But I really wouldn't like the idea of an allergy injection. I don't like needles anyway. She says you have to give them a sample of your blood, and they send it away to see what you're allergic to. These shots, these injections are great, she says. I too used to be allergic to cats. I didn't develop allergies until I was in my 20s. That was over 30 years ago. I'm 56 now. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I'm 45 and I didn't develop asthma until I was about 33. So that's quite late as well, but definitely to do with the cats. The doctor said to me, first thing he said to me is, "Have you got cats?" That's the first thing he said. I said, "Well, I've had cats for like 15 years. He said, "Yes, that it comes up on you gradually." Susan says, I developed asthma so bad that I almost passed out quite a few times. Well, I haven't got to that stage. Although, before I realised I had asthma, I would put up with it and I would be in the car. And eventually it did get so bad that I eventually went to the doctor. But I had already worked out in my own mind that the asthma stopped within 20 minutes of me leaving the house. So I knew it was something in here. We lived in a second-storey apartment at the time and it would take me 30 minutes to get up a flight of stairs. The doctor tried me on inhalers, prednisone, etc. Nothing helped until they started me on the injections. I was allergic to so many things that I had 2 vials to use. I had a shot in each arm once a week. That's a lot, isn't it? But after the second week, my asthma went away completely. After 3 years, I had built up immunity to everything I was allergic to. I haven't had to take anything for allergies since. Oh, I thought you were saying here that you'd had to keep having the injections now. But you're not. You don't have them at all now. That's interesting. I don't know if you have ever tried the prescription strength nasal sprays, but be careful. The doctors don't usually mention it, but they can cause cataracts to form. No, I haven't tried those. My ones are off the shelf, so presumably reasonably weak. And I don't have them a lot. Maybe once a week, if that. Only if it gets really bad blocked up nose, which I hate. Anyway, I hope you're feeling better, and I haven't forgotten my promise to send you some mane from the lions. She's going to put some mane in an envelope. I'm going back out there this Saturday and we'll gather some for you. Have a wonderful day from Susan. Thank you, Susan. Nice to hear from you, my darling. And time for me to go. I'm still holding on. I just realised I've still got an email here or two from Dougie, which I keep meaning to read out. I'm sorry, Dougie. Promise you on the next show, OK? Although I've made that promise a few times. Got to go. Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. If you're watching on YouTube, hang on, a bit more for you. Bye-bye now. All right. Now the radio people have gone. And it's time now for the second in little videos of my recent visit to my sisters. Hope you enjoy.
Hello, Jay Butler reporting from United Kingdom Talk. Now taking a trip round Whittle Spa.
We've just noticed that my other nephew's girlfriend, Stacey's, coming down the road, so we're going to hide behind a tree. Jimmy is now hiding. I must go and join him. We are now hiding behind this tree. And we will hide from Stacey to see if she can't see us coming. Look, if you look carefully, Stacey is coming. She is coming towards us. Where's the zoom button? That's it there. I wonder if she can see us or not. I don't think she can. What we will do is suddenly jump out on her, won't we? Yes, we will jump out on her. I think she can see us. Are you ready? Are you ready to jump out, Jim? Now. Boo! 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 Yes, we've got you. Where have you been? Where have you been? Oh, have you got sweets for us? Oh, well, there must be something for me there. There must be, Stace. Oh, nothing for me. It's for us. It's for us. Oh. Oh, chocolate flavoured sandwich biscuits. Come, we can eat those. You can go. Goodbye. Right, off we go into town, the little town of Woodhall Spa. This is the road where my sister lives. We're going down towards the shops now. Well, turn around and walk then, evil child. Who is it, Jimmy? Now, if you were listening to the show either this Christmas or last Christmas, you'll have heard us talk about a hill that my nephew and myself like to roll down every Christmas. So, as a special event, Jimmy and I are going to roll down the hill for you, separately. Jimmy first. Off you go, Jim. Watch this. First of all, lay down carefully. And are you ready? Let 'em roll. Yes, roll down that hill. Is it my turn now? Come and hold the camera. My turn to run down the hill. Roll down the hill. Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah. Is he dead?
Not dead.
Oh, look at his bald spot.
We must continue. Get off. We must continue into town.
Oh, look, your phone come out and your
Was
pop
it?
up.
Oh. We're losing everything. Oh yes, there you are. Continuing on our little trip into town, we are now a train. I am the engine, and Jimmy is the carriage. Let us make train noises now.
This is Riddlespoir, my hometown. We're going to show you some places we can visit. This is St Peter's Church, Church of England. We're going to take you into the church. As you can see, it's quite big. Now we are in the church.
What can you see, Jim, in front of you?
An eagle.
An eagle? Do you think it's an eagle?
Yeah.
Let's have a closer look at the eagle.
No.
There we are. Is it an eagle?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it is an eagle. Okay, and we've got the altar here. I don't think we can go up there, Jim. So no, we stay back here for the altar. It's a little bit too dark for people to see. We'll just try and get a bit closer to that. I don't think we can, no. There we are.
Stand in the middle, but here, look.
That's a good idea. And there's the altar. Isn't it? Do you ever come to this church?
On Christmas Eve for me.
On Christmas Eve, and is it busy?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, let's show some more. There's nothing else to see in here, is there really?
The organ up there.
The organ?
Yeah, you got your
It's all in the curtains though, isn't it?
You can just see the top of it.
Where's that? Oh yeah, the organ up there. Okay. Alright.
The bells in that little box up there.
The bells. I don't know if you can see the box there. Yes, you can. The bells apparently in that box. Right in the corner in the centre of the screen there. Alright. Okay.
And then the stained windows all around.
Alright. Stained glass windows, as always, very beautiful. Another one over there. Bit difficult to see that one. Oh, there we go. That's coming through there. A little bit too bright.
And there's like the little fisher's roof over there, what the church has.
Right. Okay.
As we have just walked out the church, we saw nuns landed.
Is that a broomstick, Jimmy?
Yes.
You are naughty.
Here we are at the Golf Hotel, and as you can see, it's pretty big. Should we go in there?
I think we can go and have a little look inside. What sort of people stay here? Is there like a golf course here, Jim?
No, the golf course is at the back of it.
So people who come on the golf come to this particular hotel?
Yeah, they can.
There's others as well, is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like holiday makers.
Let's go and have a look inside. Lovely hotel. Look at that.
We are just going into the hotel. Here's a beautiful table where they put all their history, I suppose. This is for special occasions and birthdays and weddings. Here is the bar, little restaurant, because this ain't for special occasions, this is for lunch. Shall we lead on then to the second lunch bit? This is where if that gets full, they can come and sit in here and watch a bit of TV.
Right. What are all these things in the case here, Jim?
I think these are
Just various little bits and pieces, aren't they? Really? Okay. Well, a nice big telly over there.
This is where like another special occasion bit goes on through it.
Okay.
I think we're allowed to this bit.
It's a smaller room, isn't it?
Yeah, we're allowed to through this bit.
All right.
That's where Weight Watchers goes on in there.
Who goes there?
Weight Watchers.
Okay.
That goes on in there.
You don't go to that, do you?
No. Weight Watchers.
It's a very nice room, isn't it? Would you have a whole wedding there? I suppose you would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mostly it's in there, the weddings.
All right. Right, let's go and have a look at the shops in town, shall we?
Yeah. Here's the first lot of shops, as you can see. The pet shop. And the hairdressers. Shall we walk in?
What's in here, Jim?
There's
All different shops?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even know these shops were in here. What have we got?
That's just like security.
Is that insurance?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We've got that used to be a cake shop and that's a gift shop.
What sort of gifts they got in here? Anything for me?
All sorts.
Am I going to be bought anything here?
Adults.
Look at the trucks. Is that a police car? What is it? Some sort of racing car in there, isn't it?
That's a gift shop.
Right.
Oh no, the cake shop's still.
Oh, I quite like the lights. So have a look at the lights, Jim. The lights in here, what are they? Can you buy those or are they just for display?
No, you can buy all sorts of stuff.
Can you?
Yeah.
I think we should have a look in this shop. Come on. Is there anything good in there that we should come back and buy? What should we buy?
We should buy.
Yes.
We should buy. Anything.
Some nice balloons there for your sister. Look at those. Or roses.
We should buy that.
Huh? I think a little silver bag would suit you, Jim. To be honest. If you're going to be on Little Britain. Got some cards, haven't we?
Yeah, for birthday stuff, haven't we, really?
So thank you to the lady.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Then we take it to the cake shop.
Yeah. Oh, cake shop. Now you're talking. Look at these cakes. There's a lady making cakes there.
Yeah, you can go and watch her.
The cakes.
Look at that one.
What would these cakes be for?
Weddings.
Weddings and
Birthdays.
birthdays like that.
And that's a little tea shop.
So shall we have a look in there? Just through the window. Don't need to go into it. Because there'll be people drinking tea and what have you. That's nice. That's lovely in there. No. Off we go then. Where are we going to now?
Do you want to go in there or not?
No, no.
Then that's it in here.
Okay.
Then we'll go to all the other shops there.
Where are we going to go now?
Four boys show you outside.
Okay. There you go, that's part 2 of our little mini series of films about the recent visit to my sister's house. There's one more part to that which you'll see at the end of the next YouTube video. As always, thanks for watching and listening to United Kingdom Talk. I'll see you on the next show. From myself, Chris Reardon, bye bye now.